Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to another base design video. This one I call heavy metal because, well, it's pretty much made of just metal. So what we got going on here, I'm going to lay down the foundations and stuff like that, show you how the floor plan and stuff. I'm going to skip the whole turret building, and all that stuff, and I'll just show you the end design. We'll test it out with a Frost Titan and a Forest Titan at the end to see how it holds up. And that's just like, pre-tech, just saying, you're just starting out or whatever, you're on a boosted server and you just want to build some fucking crazy 2, 3 layered wall type of deal. You see how we're snapping these triangles and these metal foundations together, just trying to create sort of like a little triangular, heart-shaped little base foundation. Obviously, we're using S plus. You can see we're snapping foundations on top of each other. Some of it's a little tricky, especially when you're building on uneven ground. But this is a really cool spot on the island that a lot of people do like to build on. So I figured I'd use this as a location just to show you something you could do in the beginning part, like say a server flips, just wipes and stuff like that, and you're trying to build up a little nice base. For the most part, you can see how I'm laying down the walls right there. You can see how like it can snap in two places. Unfortunately, I didn't use glass walls because I know with glass walls you can snap one to the other like that. And I should have done that for this video, but instead I improvised. I used this little structure right here, and I actually do, I believe, another layer of that on the outside of it. And all in all, I think there's a 3 wall segment. Some people don't like to do that, but I believe once people get into your walls and stuff, and they can actually just like park in there, your internals are what take over after that. So it doesn't really matter how many walls they destroy or how many foundations they destroy, as long as you have a solid internal system. And you'll see where I build the tower at, to where even if they're destroying the foundation, they're not destroying your internal system, which is very important to having a well-structured base on the inside. Um, I haven't been playing Ark for too long, but I have learned a lot while playing Ark, and using these S Plus model designs and stuff, you can really come up with some neat little building designs. Just gotta be patient too. You see, like here's a lot of mistakes I have to go back and redo, but I want you to see them just so you know you're not the only one that's making these mistakes. Cool thing about S Plus is you can just like kind of cover shit up, like I just did there, and you can get it to where it actually works. Um, so far as like the hatch frames and stuff go, you'll see how I place them to where it gives you a little more surface area without cluttering up your actual, turret range and turret visibility and stuff. Because the main thing about building bases up on hills is you don't want people sitting on the bottom rocketing and having your turrets blow it up to where it's blowing the foundations up right here. So another reason for, double layering the walls and foundations is for that. Obviously, you guys have ever built on platform bases, you'd know people do that all the fucking time. It's a really easy way, and you have to build a turret tower either underneath the platform or hang turrets from underneath the platform. So you see here we got the second wall done, and it's coming along pretty good. So right now we're doing the same thing. We're just stacking the large walls in kind of a triangular foundation, triangular shape right there, and that's pretty cool. Because people can't really cannon from over here unless they use like moon pools, or like they build a structure over there and start cannoning. But even then, hitting right where like the triangles intersect, on the inside of the wall to destroy it, isn't really an efficient way of raiding a base, especially if you're online. It's not even really gonna matter. So we're still building the outside of the wall, and you see right there, it's double layered, and it's pretty solid actually. You'll see when we test it. It's The walls aren't really the downfall. It's usually the turrets and the hatch frames that get destroyed first. But you'll see also too how I snap these hatch frames onto the internal wall. So they have to destroy not only the outside layer but the inside layer as well to be able to destroy your hatch frames. So they either have to destroy your turrets or drain them. Which obviously from one side of the base isn't a big deal. From the other side of the base, it's kind of easier to do, but you can also build the behemoth death wall over on that side to prevent that. You see where I'm placing the generators and stuff. That's just so they're not going to be able to really mess your base up so far as Jennies go. And in case this one side of these triangle foundations, this is going to be the internal turret tower. I believe there's 3 layers of this and then the upper layer. So you'll see how I do that. And pretty much it just makes it to where people can't line of sight your turrets on the inside. That's another tip for building too. Like always look and see what you're doing, and it's kind of like angle it to where if you were raiding your own base, what would you do, and then try to build a counter against that. Obviously, bases are built mainly for offline raid protection, but they're also good for building, against online raid protection. Which this base honestly isn't that good for online raid protection, only because it doesn't have a lot of options for defending unless you get on top. And the only problem with getting on top is obviously you can be shot and there's not much cover. So I built like these little, you see where those walls are sticking up at? Kind of improvise those, put metal doors and stuff in them. And you can kind of use those for cover if you are getting, shot down a little bit. But we had these hatch frames stacked kind of to where you get more surface area for the shots. And they are snapped onto the inside. So they can't just destroy the wall and bring down your whole entire turret wall. They have to destroy 2 walls or drain. So obviously they could tech rifle all day long, or which wouldn't really be efficient. Or they could use the fabricated sniper rifle if you're on PS4, apparently. Thought that was kind of cute. But yep, pretty much what I'm doing is building this base for them to come over. They're going to bring a Frost Titan and a Forest Titan. And you'll see the damage that they do because it is metal. So they are going to do a lot more. I did do the same base after they attacked it the first time. Both the Titans die. I did do the same base with tech turrets. And it just wasn't even a competition. So, this is just using advanced rifle bullets and the heavy auto turrets. And it's pretty formidable. You see how I kind of butterfly these right here? That's a pretty good strategy for your internals because they can also attack inside and they can attack outside. That's pretty much it right there. So let's go check these Titans out as they're coming in. I apologize for the lag, but it is 2 Titans and it is, I think, like 300 turrets shooting at them. So as you can see, even attacking from that area, the Titan's having a hard time doing damage. And he can only attack up to there. The Forest Titan has a little bit of a better advantage, and you'll see as it comes in. Only because it can scale. Like right now, he's trying to get his best position to where he can get in and drop these turrets fairly quickly. It does take him a while, but he is taking a decent amount of damage even for a Forest Titan. You can see he's taking about 20k damage every 30 to 40 seconds. He's got that wall pretty much cucked. Seems like some of the turrets are either out of bullets or what. But he's destroyed pretty much that whole entire side. Only thing is his disadvantage is he can't get up. Whereas the Forest Titan, you'll see the person using the Forest Titan will actually go up the wall. And that's when the real lag starts because they actually start shooting from the other side at him. See when he jumps in the air, gets a little more damage. That's pretty cool. And then people aren't just going to raid you with just, 2 or 3 Titans sometimes, you know what I mean? If you're offline. They might go and bring some Stegos or use a Tech Quetz or a Quetz at all and just drop stuff on top of your base, all types of different things. If you had 3 or 4 people dropping fucking Stegos, as well as the Titans and stuff like that, it might go a little different. But there was only 3 of us and we were doing some server testing, so I tested out some base designs. And you see when he goes up here, he gets a really good swipe in, but he's also taking heat from a lot of the turrets on the sloped hatch frames and on the other side of the base. So that'll be pretty much it for the Forest Titan. I'm not sure the Frost Titan. I think he used admin GCM, and it became invincible. But it seemed like the Forest Titan got a little more shredded just because he's actually a taller model. That's it pretty much. You can see how it stood up. You know, he did get this whole entire side down. He did get one layer of walls down, but he's still not inside the base, which is pretty cool because that gives you time to be able to do whatever you got to do. Yeah, see there, he's not taking any damage anymore. I just don't think any turrets are hitting him at all, but that's it. Appreciate it for watching. Hope you like the base design. Take care.